What's going on, everybody? Not here, and just want to touch on some news. I did get some clarifying and some final points today on a couple items, some restocked items, and prismatic ETB reprints, among other things. So I'm going to talk backwards here. So about 2 weeks ago, it looked like the Pokemon Company went into the deepest reaches of their warehouse for mothballed product, and they found some stuff. So we've been getting this product pushed out for a couple weeks now with different price points. And it's your Paradox Rift Build and Battle Stadiums here, your Obsidian Flames booster bundles, and there have been some decent volumes. I mean, granted, the bundles have 4 packs, the stadiums have 11 packs. We've gotten Temporal Forces, the stadiums, SV base 3-pack blister, Temporal and Obsidian 3-pack blister. And then there's been, I think, 2 of the trainer kits, the 2023-2024. So, this is clearly the Pokemon Company's way of pushing as much product out as possible. Now, we've had some distributors who cut 20% off market and said, here you go, take it or leave it. We've also had some folks that are like, hey, we'll sell it to you for the original discount price, which is great. So, we've gotten a bunch of this stuff, and these products are great because if you need packs for stores, you just rip everything for the packs, you put them in the pack holders, and you're great. If you don't, you rip them and you put together 36 pack count bundles, and then you sell them, for a little bit of a discount to a booster box, because the booster boxes are going crazy. And this is effectively the equivalent. And quite honestly, if somebody on TCG Player buys it, it doesn't, I have no idea if it's a collector, an investor, a rip and shipper. And quite honestly, not my business. So this is the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is the fact that it's going to be a very slow summer, in my opinion. And I turned off my filter here just so everybody can enjoy the ads. I know it drives you nuts, but it's great. So May 30th, I believe we have Destined Rivals come out, right? Then we have nothing coming out till Black and White, 156, whatever you want to call it, which is in July, which is interesting because it's effectively, a month and a half release, but then there's nothing until September. So then you have July, August, and I guess first week of September, second week. So you have another month and a half plus or minus 2 weeks in there. So, I'm not a huge fan of the set, quite honestly. I know I haven't seen the cards. Generation doesn't really do it for me. But what's interesting is they're going to have the 2 different ETBs, and we're going to have some of the other ancillary products. But if they really are going to print this at a higher magnitude and velocity of Prismatic Evolutions, this could be one of the sets that, I don't want to say ends up like Shrouded Fable, because that's not fair. But it could end up at MSRP, sub MSRP. It's certainly not going to be a $100 ETB coming out of the gate. Now, the cards could be bangers, it could be hard to get, and everything I just said is just complete and utter bullshit. So looks like, again, it's the same pack, or the same SKUs as we had for Prismatic Evolutions. But the reason I bring it up is once Destined Rivals comes out, we have a 3.5 month period until we get another set. I'm going to change this because these ads are driving me nuts now too. So I'll turn it back on later. So there's a lot of time for the market to just kind of sit and churn over the summer. And, quite honestly, for not a lot going on. And I think it's a good period where, as we get closer to SV1 and 4 rotating out, I would imagine most of those boxes are going to be pushing 250 at this point in time. So, okay, moving on to the big dog. Prismatic Evolutions ETB reprint. So I heard rumors about it. And I saw Danny Phantom's video where he was glowing, where he's talking about how, they're going to print these out their ears. And if you can't get it from SRP, you're an idiot. And, this and that. Not that tone. He seems like he's a super nice guy. So I'm not throwing shade at all. But I'm kind of shaking my head. I'm like, well, he knows something that I haven't heard, which doesn't mean any of it's wrong. It's just, was I asleep at the wheel? So, I made a bunch of phone calls, called every distributor. Nobody knew anything about it. And then last Friday, one of my contacts called up and said, hey, look, it looks like we have some purchase orders moving around. We don't know anything yet, but we'll let you know. So, even as close as today, the rumors from Danny came from Southern. The rumors from some of the other folks came from Southern. Uh, there was a Pokemon sales meeting, I believe, early last week, maybe the week before. I don't know. And I believe it came out of there. But again, the timing of if this is a restock, it's no different than what happened with 151. You had the first wave that came out and then the second wave that came out 6 months later. It would be the same. So, I personally don't really care either way. But I was hoping for a lot of these products coming. So one of my reps calls me up today and he's like, hey, guess what? We just got Prismatic Evolutions. It's going to be in our warehouse in a couple weeks. I got good news for you. I'm like, what's that? He's like, we're also going to get 151 poster collections. And I have even better news. I'm like, okay, great. He's like, well, for the poster collections, we're going to get you, call it 6. I'm like, oh, 6 collections? He's like, no, 6 cases. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. What's the price? He's like, 15% under market. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's spend to spend. So he moves on. He's like, here's the great news. I got you Prismatic Evolutions. I got you 5. I'm like, 5 cases? Friggin' awesome, right? He's like, I got you 5 ETBs. I'm like, you got me 5 ETBs? He's like, yeah. Our warehouse got the largest allocation. This is one of the big 4. Got the largest allocation in the country, and we got 400 ETBs, and I managed to get you 5. So how great is that? 400, 800. I don't even know what the numbers were. I'm just kind of spitballing now, so I don't give anything away. But so I started to chuckle, and I'm like, okay, what's your price? And he's like, we had a great price. It's $85 per ETB. So I start chuckling, and I'm like, so this entire massive reprint started from a rumor from a Pokemon sales meeting, turned into, if it's going to MSRP, the sky is falling, and ended up being, you're going to get 5 ETBs. It's a 30% discount to market, and that's freaking awesome. So it just goes to show you guys, you don't have to act early on this stuff. Even if there was a large reprint coming, that would be great. Average your cost down if you want to buy it, but it doesn't make any sense to sell these, to do anything, because again, it just goes to show the ETB printing machine is not on, as far as I know. Now, if I manage to get 10 from anybody, I'll let you know what the case says. But from a distributor where I get multiple hundreds of boxes for every release to get 5 ETBs, I mean, you guys can do the math. So anyway, I'm laughing at the situation in general, because everybody is hoping to God that a lot of product is coming, and everybody in the world wants a lot of product to come to get the price down, to make money, for all these various reasons, and everybody means well. But every single time it's going to be a rug pulled, because there's just so many people that want the stuff. Even if it's a big number, it's never making it to most of us. It's just not. It's going to sit in the back room. They're going to come and they're going to sell them for $180 or $175 when they're sitting at $200, a year and a half from now, because everybody knows these things are gold. They're not going to make it to the end LGS in any sort of volume at any sort of discounted price. So, I think this is is a very important lesson. Now, with the reprint of booster boxes, it was slightly different, because most LGSs were able to get a case of everything from each distribution, or from each distributor. The biggest variable there was the pricing. So some of the distributor prices were 20% below market. Some were at original pricing, but then it was a bundle where you had to spend X dollars on ancillary product, and which is fine if you can move the ancillary product. It's not a big deal. It's not even punitive, especially since a lot of the stuff moves. And, if you're a Magic store, some of the Magic products that are still available, you can sell and you can make decent money. So again, I just want to caution everybody. And I know I broke the news, the first reprint, but we saw what happened. The net of demand is so wide at this point. It doesn't matter what they print. They could print 1 billion boxes and push them into the market, and the market would eat it up. nothing's going to stop this market at any point in time, anytime soon, because there's no reason for people to stop buying. And we saw that with the video last night. There's just, you know, the price of things keeps going up because the supply of things keeps going down. So anyway, guys, hope this was valuable. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and like the video, and we'll talk soon. Have a good night.